Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. On one hand, the Nigerian lawmaker have decided to appeal to President Muhammad Buhari over what is going on in Southeast and what should be done, especially what the Igbo elders are saying. And of course, the indigenous people of Biafra in Cyprus have decided to move this motion. Before we go into the newspaper to ram these two news into one, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. We're the leader of the All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA in Abia State and member representing Abbas South State constituency in Abia State House of Assembly. Honorable Obi Nancha has called on the President Muhammad Buhari to hear the appeal. Well, Honorable Inchata, who made the appeal in Umuahia, maintained that political solution remained the best option to resolve the issue of agitation for self-determination spearheaded by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was of the view that, contrary to misconceptions in some quarters, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the cause of Nigerians' problems, but part of solution to the core issues threatening the continued corporate existence of the country. Honorable Incheta said that Nigeria should, instead of prosecuting or calling for Nnamdi Kanu's head, see reasons in most of the germane issues he raised and look for a way of genuinely addressing them. He commended the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, for also muting the idea of political solution to Kanu's matter. Even if the president had not wanted to shift grounds over Kanu's matter, but because respected Igbo elders and bishops are now involved, he should soft pedal for their sake. He noted that the intervention by the Igbo leaders had a deeper meaning and which the president could rightly decode same and do the needful. The lawmaker observed that the growing clamor for self-determination, especially by Igbo youth, is being fueled by sustained marginalization, political exclusion, and brazen insecurity, injustice against the race by the Nigerian state. He said the Igbo are for peace and have sacrificed so much for the peace of Nigeria, but regretted that they are often misunderstood when they try to complain against injustice. Quite a strong and deep one. But in another news, very quickly, the indigenous people of Biafra have denied this denied report describing its activities as that of a terrorist organization. Members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in Cyprus have called for the immediate release of their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently in detention of the Department of State Services, DSS. Also, some young persons were inducted into the group after they took an oath of allegiance at a local venue in Limassol, a city in the southern coast of Cyprus. IPOB has, however, denied report describing its activities as that of a terrorist organization, saying it is fighting for the freedom of the Southeasterners amid worsening insecurity in the region. A now deleted tweet stated as at 12th December 2021 that indigenous people of Biafra IPOB in Limassol, Cyprus, led by our great leader Nnamdi Kanu, administered oath of allegiance to our new members, adding that the group remained resolute in its campaign to restore sovereignty for Biafra. IPOB followers have been active in Cyprus through social media posts and public demonstrations where young men and women often display flags, chant freedom slogans, and sing peace songs. In May 2020, the Greek Cypriot immigration officers rounded up asylum seekers from their places of residence on the island, that's Biafran agitators, with some complaining that they were being moved to migrant camp under threat of deportation. Kanu is currently detained in the facility of the DSS in order of Justice Binta Eyako-led Federal High Court in Abuja on the treasonable felony charges preferred against him by the Nigerian government. Kanu was illegally arrested in Kenya and renditioned to Nigeria in June. The separatist leader recently accused the Nigerian government of violating his human rights, alleging that a doctor had been instructed by security agents to take his blood sample 21 times. Additional complaints from the activists prompted a federal court earlier this month to demand that the IPOB leader should be allowed to have maximum comfort while in detention, meaning he could have change of clothes, better food, accept visitors, and practice his faith freely. A lot of reactions have trailed this. Very quickly, you're going to take them in quick succession. This one here saying, this one here, una go swear tire. Shebi una members don dey bring people, dey chop human people from una domot. Where did you get that from? I'm surprised though. This one here is saying, what about your demonstrations and protests in Britain, the US, and United Nations buildings? They were not enough. Cyprus will fight Nigeria for your unguided and unpatriotic actions against the country. In my life, I have never come across or even heard of such irresponsibility and senseless. These things, we pray that they get Biafra so that they can be in paradise. Which country do you think will even listen to all these issues? Unpatriotic people. Come on. Okay, let's quickly look at this very quickly. There's a thin line between being unpatriotic and speaking up. There's nothing wrong with criticizing the government if they don't do well. Come on, that's why it's called democracy. Okay, there's a thin line. Okay, you can be unpatriotic, dependent, and you can also be speaking up. Okay, look at what is going on in the northern part of Nigeria, where they're actually screaming and wailing the level of insecurity, even if you do not even want to join them to protest. But we cannot deny the fact that every day information coming from that quarter is not palatable. Was not just barely 72 hours ago. I think they buried the Lawmaker that is passing that route of going through Kaduna Abuja. He was brought down. That's a lawmaker that probably must have orderlies, must have security. Now imagine a common Nigerian, an average Nigerian, who does not have security at his disposal, who does not have orderlies at his disposal, who does not have intelligent personnel around him, but what he relies on is God and God alone, and a host of angels for some of us who still believe in God. And for those who don't believe in God, they go through using fetish issues to give themselves protection. Unfortunately, that's how it has reduced in Nigeria. Whether we like it or not, it's not propaganda. Now, if you speak up against that, would you call that unpatriotic? It's called criticizing, and in tenets of the democracy, it's allowed. Protest is allowed. Okay, but maybe the way you go about it may be wrong, depending if it goes violent. But if it's not violent, why? It's called peaceful protest for a reason. There's a reason why it has been enshrined in democracy in our constitution. So there's a thin line, really, so that you don't begin to think protest is criminal. It's not. It's not criminal. Even in Nigerian constitution, it's not criminal at all. That's where we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section, please. What's your take?